Today on Divorce Court.
All right, so I'm in court today because of my fiance. We have a couple issues. Well, I have issues with him. Pretty much an addiction to video games.
My favorite game, they track your time, and since I started playing that game, I've recorded over 3,000 hours.
And I'm like, oh wait, just 1 second, one more game. And I'm like, no, we have to go.
I want the judge to explain to her that I'm a great man and that I am the one for her.
Stephon, I want you to put down the video games and pick me up a little bit more.
Divorce Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Noesha Rose and Stephon Jennings. The two of you, you're young, 23 and 22. You've been engaged. You've been together for a year, engaged for 2 months, got no kids. Hallelujah. But you're not quite sure whether or not you should get married, so you came to me for before your vows. I've taken a look at your compatibility test, and now I want to know from you, Ms. Rose, why are you here? Why do you love him, but you're not quite sure this should work?
Well, I love him to death. I think God made him specifically for me. But God didn't tell me about the little issues I was gonna have. One mainly in particular is his addiction
To
video games.
Video
games. And okay, I know he's a boy, he's young, like you said, but it's a problem. Like, it's a huge problem.
How much video gaming does he do?
300 hours in 2 months.
In 2 months?
Yes, and that's just one game. Remember, he plays other games. This is just his favorite one.
Do you have 300 hours in one game over 2 months?
I mean, I only play 2 games currently, so yeah, kinda.
Do you think that's a little much?
Not really, because usually I do all my work first, and then the games are always my second
thing?
Yeah.
What do you do after that?
Hang with her.
Hang with her?
Yeah, hang with her, chill with her, anything else we kind of want to do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't have any other hobbies or anything that you do? Do you go places?
I mean, my hobby is kind of my job, my career, so...
Your hobbies, what's your career?
Oh, I do photography, videography, and I also host my own events.
Okay. Photography, videography. And when you say you host your own events, what kind of events are those?
I host car shows and I also host parties at like clubs or my own venue that I'll find out and scope out.
Lucrative?
Very.
Really? I think that's fabulous. What do you do for a living?
That's what we do together. He
Oh,
left
you
out
do
the,
it
he put I
together?
instead of we, yeah.
Okay.
I'm the brains behind all of it.
And I'm the hard work one.
Do you think you have a video game problem? I mean, 300 hours in 2 months, that's a lot.
I don't think so.
Like, for instance, let me tell you this. I took away all your video games for a week. Would you be upset? Would it bother you? Would you be nervous? Would you have to have a drink?
No, I'll just find something else to do. If it's not available, I'll just find something else to do. If it's available, I'll do it. But if it's not, then it's just not.
It's not a problem, not an issue.
No, not an issue at all.
Not an issue at all. Do you think she wants you to spend more time with her? Let's ask her. Hey, Ms. Rose, would you like him to spend more time with you?
I would like him to spend more time with me, I guess, like at night. But like, there's certain things that I want to do. Just lay, cuddle, watch a movie, you know, watch Netflix, you know. We do that in the day, but like...
So you're telling me he lacks intimacy with you playing that game?
We'll be having sex, and there's one time specifically that we, you know, were doing it, and he was behind me, and I had to put my head down for a second.
So much more information than I was looking for.
Oh, I thought I was making it, you know. But yeah.
Well, go ahead and finish.
So
we're there now.
You know, I had to, you know, put my head down a little bit, you know. And I look up. He has the controller in his hand and the headset on. And he's still playing the game. Oh my God.
In my defense.
Mr. Jennings.
In my defense, she gets what she wants, I get what I want, we both happy.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Jennings, really? You're distracted.
Not at all. Honestly,
you're not doing your best work. You're not dedicated to the proposition of pleasing.
Well, I had no idea until I looked up, so he was doing a decent job.
Oh, boy.
Do you go outside much?
A lot.
Do you really? Where you go?
I go out, she's usually with me, so we usually do things together. So we usually go to the movies, or I'll take her out. Like, we'll take random trips to like Naples, which is like 2 hours drive to the other coast of Florida and stuff like that. Like,
Oh, that's a good thing.
yeah, we do
That's a good
extravagant things like that. You know what I mean? With our time, I don't like doing like the small things. Like,
You know, what are the small things?
small things are like going out to dinner or stuff like that. Like, I rather plan bigger events for us and stuff like that. I don't usually
Bigger
go out with my friends because I don't really
events for
have that much
us.
friends. So
Is that true? On the daily, he's kind of absent, but he goes big when he goes?
Well, he's very antsy. So, you know, like I said, I like to lay down and watch a whole Netflix series, like for the whole day. He can't do that. He'll be like, all right, so babe, what are we doing next? What are we doing? Let's go somewhere. Let's do something. Like, come on, go. And just like, relax. And then if I'm, you know, not down to do anything, then, oh, that's the whole leeway for him to just hop right on the video game.
And that's it.
Exactly.
So, y'all ever sit at home and just talk?
I guess we're together so much that, like, you know, he hears me yap as much as it is, so he just sits and listens.
Oh, he doesn't listen. I'm telling you that right now. I know he doesn't listen.
I mean, I'm a
He
communication...
lets you yap, but he ain't listening. This is experience talking. Married 30 years. He's heard like about 1/10 of what I said. And that's on a good day. I'm gonna switch topics here and go on to something else. I understand, Ms. Rose, that you come from a very religious background, and that the fact that you and Mr. Jennings, and now the whole world knows that you guys are intimate prior to marriage, your family has a great deal of problem with that. So I want to talk about how that is affecting this relationship.
they don't think that we should kiss, hold hands, none of that out of wedlock. They believe all that
No
should be done
kissing
with...
or holding hands?
Yeah,
leads to
like
sex.
we've heard, they've told me their stories, like our grandparents, about how they would just read the Bible together until they got married, and then after they got married, that's when they
They just
started doing
figured
all
it out
those...
from there. So, Ms. Rose, tell me about your family. They are very religious?
Yes.
And are they unhappy with the fact that you two have intimate relationships even though you're not married?
Well, they love Stephon, but they don't love the fact that they know that we're intimate. I had a pregnancy scare, actually, and my family, like, lost it, kind of.
Right,
They didn't even know I was intimate
right.
at all. So to hear that I'm pregnant, it's like, oh, wow, you must have
You
been.
told them?
Yeah. I was scared. We had to leave our vacation early and everything. We went to vacation in the Turks and Caicos. That's where he's from. And it was amazing. We were supposed to stay for like a month, and I cut it short to a week because I was scared that I might have been pregnant.
Why didn't you just find out down there? I'd have stayed on vacation, because if you were pregnant, the damage is already done.
The hospital care on the island is non-existent, so her doing all those things down there was not an option.
Do you think that her family's views on sex at all impacts your relationship, or you really just kind of blow it off?
I don't blow it off because I respect her and her family, so I try to keep like the PDA
To a minimum.
private or away from them, from their eyes. Exactly why when she had her pregnancy scare, they just found out, oh,
Right.
she's having sex. Like,
Gotcha.
that's a big thing. They don't think that we should kiss, hold hands, none of that out of wedlock. They believe all that
No
should be done
kissing
with...
or holding hands?
Yeah,
leads to
like
sex.
we've heard, they've told me their stories, like our grandparents, about how they would just read the Bible together until they got married, and then after they got married, that's when
They
they
just
started doing
figured
all
it out
those...
from there. Ms. Rose, why don't you tell me of your concerns or insecurities about his Instagram life and the women that he meets there?
Mr. Stephon, also known as Coupe, has 25,000
As
followers.
whom?
Coupe.
B-I-N-G?
No. B-A-N-G-C-O-U-P-E. Coupe. If you'd like me to tell you how he got that name, or if you want to ask him, that's up to you.
How'd you get
Actually-
that name?
All right,
Okay, I'll tell it. So it wasn't me, but it was some other girl in the car, and they were banging in the coupe, and that's how he got Coupe. So I guess I'm Coupe 2.0 or whatever.
To elaborate on the story, this was totally way before I met her.
It
And,
could have been two way before. You're only 22. There is no way before.
I mean, I've been driving since I was 16, so we were just doing what we were doing in the coupe, and
Out of wedlock.
one of my friends rolled up on us
You were doing it in the car somewhere where people could roll up on you. I must be so old. It's just, you know, at least we hid. Ms. Rose, why do you, but I want to go back to Bang Coupe's business. Do the women on Instagram bother you? And who are they and what is he doing with them?
Well, the fact that he has a lot of followers, I try not to let it get to me, but of course, every girlfriend has their little insecurities and jealousy. He does photography, so, you know, I call them social media sluts or, you know, hoes or thoughts. Excuse me, I have a lot of names for them. And, you know,
Well, is he doing anything inappropriate with them or is he just taking pictures?
the pictures are slightly inappropriate.
Okay, well,
can
Nick, could you
show
bring me
you.
the pictures?
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Jennings, why don't you explain to me what you're doing and why?
Only thing I think she could say that I do is that when they DM me, obviously everything's run through my social media. So when they send me instant messages and stuff like that, she also has the password to my phone and everything. She can clearly see who hits me up, what I'm saying back to them. And she comes with me to some of my shoots also, so she knows what's going on behind.
You got nothing to hide.
Huh?
You got nothing to hide.
Yeah. Like, she has the fingerprint to my phone. I really have nothing to hide.
You joined in this picture. Was she there that day?
No.
I want to go to the next issue. You know, you have proposed to her, but she has concerns that you only proposed to her because you believe she was pregnant at the time. So I want to discuss that next.
Oh my gosh, very religious, no sex in a wedlock, and might be pregnant.
Did her family lean on you when they thought she was pregnant? What would you do if your partner's video game addiction interfered with your intimacy? Tell us what you think at Divorce Court. Ms. Rose, do you really think he only proposed to you because he thought you were pregnant at the time?
Not just the fact that I thought I was pregnant, but also my family and how their customs are and, you know, rules. I know that they had a talk with him at some point in our relationship, but I could just imagine what was, you know, talked about in that conversation. So I'm kind of putting two and two together, like, oh my gosh, very religious, no sex in a wedlock, and might be pregnant. That baby needs two solid parents. And
did her family lean on you when they thought she was pregnant?
When we got back from vacation and she kind of just let everyone else in her family know, they came straight to me and were like, look, listen, if this is true, then you definitely are gonna have to go down to the church right now, get married. Like, you cannot move any more forward without being married and so on and so forth. So I did feel the pressure, but yet again, I know what we want, and I know we don't want that running to a church and just getting married because someone told us. I think it should be something we choose and decide and give, and you only get married once. Well, you should be.
In an ideal world.
Yeah, you should only get married once.
I got you.
That one time should just be that magical time. So running down to the church and getting married because she's pregnant isn't ideally a magical.
But had she turned out to be pregnant instead of just a scare, would you have gone on and married her because of the pressure and because of how much consternation she would have had? Then why did you propose just at that moment?
I bought the ring before we went on vacation to Turks and Caicos, which she didn't know. And I took her to, because I used to live there, I know all the private spots. So I took her to a nice little private beach spot. And I was just gonna it was supposed to be like a promise ring kind of thing to solidify our relationship together. And I don't know, like literally 5 minutes before I actually talked to her right there on the beach, something just told me, I don't know, skip the promise ring part and just go to the engagement part. Let her, that shows that you're actually serious, you know what I mean? Anyone could just buy a promise ring and give it to a girl, you know what I mean? But being engaged and having an engagement, that's a lot bigger than just, you know, a promise.
Mr. Jennings, I like you. All grown over there at 22. I got 40-year-olds in here don't have as much sense as you do. That was wonderful. You got a good brother over here. I like him. I like you too, but he's a little special. Do you have any temptation at all from those women that hit you up on Instagram?
Oh, not at all.
None?
Not at all. what can they offer me what she can't? You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
Is there anything you've seen him do, say, in his DM, anything like that in the comment sections that leads you to believe that he leads these women on?
Girls are crazy. They'll do anything, you know,
Really?
if it means, you know, their followers. This big thing about followers today is like, it's nonsense. It's like a disease. Like, they need more followers or else they'll die. Like, it's crazy. And they can get it from him if they get a photo shoot from him or maybe some more, you know?
No, I got you. You're not interested, though, are you?
Not at all. I'm here for the money.
Okay. I heard that. And I ain't mad at you either. Let me tell you what I think about this whole thing. What would you do if your family imposed their extreme religious views on your relationship? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. I don't know how I could possibly like you two more. And I know, you know, you're young and fun and you're doing these crazy things on the Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But you're making money at it. You're not just doing it to fool around and play around, and you're in the business with him, managing the whole thing and making it run. What a lovely thing to have two people who are mature. They love each other. They're working at a business together. They know where the line is. Most days, I'm gonna say something to you about the video games, but most days they know where the line is. He don't want to rush to get married just because of this, and you know, the thought that went into that. Why give her a promise ring? Anybody can do that. Let me let this woman know that she's my future by giving her an engagement ring. Oh, you sound so good over there. I mean, it's wonderful to see, especially at your age. You're so very, very young, and it's so very wonderful. I will just say this for all of us over 55. Watch out that your life does not become confined to a screen. And the only thing, there's one thing we don't know what it does to the brain. Neoplasticity, your brain changes how it functions based upon what you do regularly. That's how addicts get addicted, is because the regular pleasure centers keep getting poked with the wrong thing. And I'm just saying, be careful of that. You say you have it contained. I haven't met an alcoholic yet who says, I can stop if I want to. Not a one. And this is just another behavior that hits that pleasure center of the brain easily. So you always, just like anybody with alcohol, with opiates, with anything else, you gotta watch how often you do it. And you always have to do everything in moderation. You go too far with anything, it could just go off the road. And you've got a great woman here. I mean, she's fabulous, she's beautiful, she loves you to death. She doesn't mind if you play video games while having sex with her. This is deep. That is a deep, abiding love. I'd have hit you on the head with something personally. But anyway, listen, I wish you the best. Go, you know, take your time, do it in your own time, but take this woman on and marry her and have a wonderful, fabulous life. And I may even follow you on Instagram. This matter is adjourned.
Are we convinced this is it? This full on, full throttle?
Absolutely.
This is my twin, female twin.
What are the wedding plans?
Wedding plans? Turks and Caicos Grand Turk. You're invited.
I got 2 weddings coming up. Great. All right, cool. I appreciate you guys. I wish you best of luck.
Thank
All
you.
right.